Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the One Entrepreneur. Now, I want to talk to you guys about SEO today and ultimately why I have this giant bag of flour and why I have this jar of sourdough bread, or better yet, sourdough starter. And I'm going to use that to make sourdough bread. But what do these have to relate to SEO? And this is a very hey, this is a really good idea. And this is actually probably the easiest way that I could actually explain SEO and why you want to create content that ranks online, right? That's ultimately the goal. So this flour is made by a company called, I'm going to put my hand over here, King Arthur, right? And I was doing some research and I've wanted to make sourdough starter for a while because I happen to really like sourdough bread. It's, in my opinion, I love it. And I was starting to do some homework. So I stumbled upon a couple of YouTube videos and kind of learned exactly what I needed. I know I needed a jar, a loose fitting top, right? And, I needed to label it with the date, as you can see. But why am I telling you all this? Well, my journey as a consumer started online. Now, for me, I'm much more of a visual learner, and I had already seen a couple videos way back in the day of ultimately how to make sourdough starter. But I didn't know what flour I needed. And this is where it all comes to play. So I found a video online and I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. It kind of had some step-by-step instructions and things like that, but he talked about the flour that I wanted to get and I couldn't find that flour. So I was like, bummed out. I went to the store, or better yet, my girlfriend was at the store and she's like, hey, they don't have that flour. So I was like, all right, well, let me go do some homework online. So as I'm doing some homework online, we're going to jump over to my computer. I start going through how to make sourdough starter. And the cool part is they have a couple of recipes up here. Then you see, beginner sourdough starter recipe, simple sourdough starter, right? And then here, sourdough starter. So at that time, I had actually FaceTimed my girlfriend while she was at, I think, Walmart or Target where she got this. And I was like, hey, FaceTime me. I want to see what brands of flour they offer. Because one of the most important things for this is it has to be unbleached. And you're probably still wondering, how does this relate to SEO? And why do I even care about the flour that you have? Well, this is really cool. So I had FaceTimed her, and while I'm going through Google, I'm actually scrolling and looking at who's making these. So Feasting at Home, The Clever Carrot, right? And then boom, KingArthurBaking.com, right? And this is the most, I get so excited about this because this is the most amazing thing, right? So as I'm FaceTiming her, I see the logo, right? A little bit of branding in there. And I see the logo and I go, oh my God, this is exactly what I need, right? And now I'm looking at her FaceTime, right? And I'm trying to go through and checking this whole thing out, right? And I'm like, oh my God, look, that's the one I need. Can you get me that one? And why is that the one I need? Why is that the one I'm holding in my hands? Because, slide back to Google here, all-purpose unbleached flour, right? Made by King Arthur, right? So they're talking about what you actually need to make this. And this is the exact one I have, all-purpose unbleached flour, right? If you want to look, I showed you already, but that literally says all-purpose unbleached flour. That's literally the exact one that I see in this tutorial that they're showing me how it works. So the cool part is now I'm going through this and I'm seeing, okay, great. And I don't want to watch the same video over and over again. I just want to look for the directions. So today it's day 2, right? Or day 2 of my sourdough starter. So I needed to do a feeding process. And that feeding process essentially is not to get too technical, but I have to add this flour to this water, right? Or to this starter. And essentially what's really interesting is now I know this is what I have to do on day 2. So I have to discard half the starter, about a half a cup, right? And it's giving me all the instructions that I ever want. Here's day 3, right? Here's day 4. Here's day 5. And at day 5 and going on forward, I know exactly what I need to know. Now it's going to tips for our bakers, right? What I might need to know. Start drying your sourdough, right? These are all really good bits of information that I, as a consumer who wanted to start using, or start making sourdough starter, right? This gives me everything I've ever wanted to know about it. And not only that, but additional resources to other links on their stuff. I know what flour is going to work now, right? Because they showed me and I see the product. So all of these different things come into play to help me make a better decision as a educated buyer. And ultimately, that is what SEO and content creation does. So me as a consumer, I needed to do homework. I had a problem, right? I wanted to make sourdough starter. Now, it doesn't sound like a big problem, but that's how people start, right? They want to do that. Now, if I read this article and was like, oh my God, this is way too much, right? They may want to make an online division where they can just sell directly to consumers like sourdough starters. There are some people that'll like ship it, 2-day sourdough starters, which is really, really cool. But as a consumer, I now know, one, I don't have buyer remorse because I'm not freaking out about did I buy the right one. I literally bought the exact right one because I saw it online, right? That's the best. That's the most important thing. And the other cool part is now I have instructions. I have every resource that I could want. And on top of that, if I'm interested in other recipes or doing other, using whole wheats or anything like that, they have it on their website. So I know that I need to go back to kingarthurbaking.com. And the really important part about all this, as far as SEO goes, is not so much, yes, did they make some money on me? Yeah. Did I buy some flour? Of course I did. Are they going to get rich off this? No, not at all. But here's the cool part. My value right now to this company might only be $1 or $2. I don't know how much this bag of flour was, but might only be $1 or $2. But I have to feed my sourdough every single day. So you go through flour pretty quickly. Guess who just earned a lifetime customer? I will always pick this flour because I know it works based on I'm pointing at my screen here, but based on the content that I've read. That's the coolest part, is not that I bought it once and okay, great, he made one sale. No. That's not where it comes into play. In this case, I will need flour potentially forever if I plan to make sourdough forever, which I think it's pretty cool. But I'll need to feed this little jar of yeast, essentially, and bacteria to help grow and start the dough. But now, every time I go back, I know that this is the one I need. And if I'm curious to know what other flours that I might need, so maybe it's a whole wheat or it's a stone ground rye or something like that, I know that, hey, this company probably sells it, and I could go on their website and see what other flours I could possibly use to change up the flavor profile or the look or whatever it may be, right? That is the most beautiful part about SEO that most people don't really understand. So when I say, I do SEO and content creation, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm helping people get found online, right? And it might take a little while. Most of the time, it usually does. It's usually not a one and done process. But the cool part is this, me going from maybe a $1 customer or $2 customer. Like I said, I don't know how much this costed in store, but now I will buy this forever. So the lifetime value of my customer, or in this case, me being the customer, is potentially endless because I know that this company makes the exact products that I need, and they're giving me the information that I really want to become a better baker. Now, is it my goal to become a better baker forever? No, I just want to make sourdough, right? That's ultimately the goal of it. But the cool part is I know that this company has resources for me to use, has a bunch of recipes online, right? That's the beautiful part about it. Shop, recipes, learn about, blog. I mean, it's incredible, like what this website has. Categories, collections, fresh from the test kitchen, right? This is incredible. This is the most valuable part about SEO. And now I know that, one, what they sell, and two, other things that they might be able to help me out with. So this is the best chocolate cake recipes, and you have donuts, and you have brownies or scones, better yet, keto-friendly popovers, right? Like, this is really cool. So I know that this is a trusted resource, and the cool part is if I find something that I'm interested in, right? Let's just say, let's do pecan pie bars, right? Now, it may or may not refer to their products, but what I do know is the fact that, King Arthur unbleached all-purpose flour. It's telling me what I want to know. It's telling me the product that I need. So next time I'm in store and I say, hey, what do I need to get? They say, hey, this is the one that we used in this. Now, are they promoting their products? Of course they are. I would feel bad if they didn't. But the other cool part is, especially for this, where bleached and unbleached and the type of flour I used is extremely important, I now know that this works. Now, is that so imperative for these bars that I'm looking at, these pecan pie bars? Probably not, right? Do I absolutely need unbleached all-purpose flour? No, but there are certain recipes that are going to call for different kinds of flour, and knowing that, one, this company makes it, and two, they actually show that, hey, this is the exact one that you need to make the recipe, is the information that I'm looking for as a customer. So when somebody says like, hey, what's SEO or what's content creation, this is literally the exact way that people think without even realizing it. They're going to Google, they're going to YouTube, they're looking for information for themselves to either answer a question or solve a problem that they might have. You, as the business owner, want to be the source of the answer, because when they're ready to buy, they're not going to go learn everything from this one company and buy a different flour, right? I have peace of mind knowing that I bought the flour that these people used and it's proven to work. And that's the most important thing, because if I bought a different flower and I didn't see the results that I wanted to see, I'd be pissed, because now I have to go back and find this flower or a similar flower. Or I could just say, hey, you know what? I bought it right the first time. I know it works because these people have a recipe on it. And that's the beauty of content marketing. It's figuring out the questions that people have, and SEO really, but figuring out the questions that people have and then giving them the answer online. And whether or not you are the answer or you're pointing them in the right direction of the answer, but why they're having a problem, is totally fine. Now this is monetizable. This blog will make them tens of thousands of dollars. And that is the most important part. It's the most beautiful part about the whole thing, is they've solved my problem as a consumer, and they've in return earned a loyal customer. So something really interesting, if for people that really don't understand what content marketing or SEO is and stuff like that, this is literally how it works. This is the psychology behind it, why it works time and time again. And ultimately, if you are a business owner and you're not practicing content marketing, trust me, this blog is driving tens of thousands of dollars in business. And they didn't advertise. They didn't spend $1 in advertising. They just made a great article that produced produced the result that I wanted, and their product happened to be featured in it. And that is the core of content creation, content marketing, and SEO. My name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. I was gonna try to throw in hit. Oh wait, is this a pound? No, this is 5 pounds. I was going to say, if this is a pound, pound that like button. But hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this. If you found this interesting, hit the subscribe button so you never miss a notification, and the little notification bell so you never miss another video on how to grow your business, and ultimately how I can probably help you solve some problems. Totally for free. This is content marketing. Literally me creating stuff and teaching you, right, is just a way that I can add value for you to learn and stuff like that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Like I said, hit that like button so it helps the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, bye.